Bom dia, everyone. This is your man Larry saying good morning. Espero que você tenha ótimo dia. I hope everybody's doing great. Listen, I wanted to talk a little bit about a video that I saw today, and it was a BGS video, and he was basically talking about passport bros. I don't remember the title exactly, but I am going to put a link to the video in the description box below. In any event, he was talking about how a lot of, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard it, how a lot of American sisters or certain factions in that group are saying, we can go to Brazil or we can go to Argentina, Colombia, these South American countries, Colombia, Venezuela, and get the same, if not better results than the guys. But what they don't factor in is this, and I'm glad he brought out that point. Let's just say a guy is making 20, he used 25, let's just say 25,000. And he can do that remotely. That 25,000 is now multiplied by 5. Now, take in consideration that if you want to be, basically, if you want to have a good life as an American expat in Brazil, you'll probably need 12, maybe 12 to 1,500, and you can live really, really, really good on $1,200 to $1,500 a month. Now, if you're making, let's say, 2,000, you're doing really, really well. So let's just say you're making $2,000 a month. When you go there, you have a few things working for you. Number one, you have the arbitrage rate. It's in your favor. So now you go from making $2,000 a month in US dollars, and when you convert that into reais, that $2,000 is now 10,000 reais. Now, money is relative. You have to understand $10,000 there is like $10,000 here. It just spends like that because it's their money there, if that makes any sense, right? So now you got $10,000 coming in every month. You can get a really, really, really nice place to stay for about, depending on what you want to spend, but let's just say between $400 to $700, like really, really nice in a very, very good area. You got that going for you. If you got a reasonable degree of if you got good health, reasonable degree of health, and you don't have to be this supermodel type person. And I say that because he had Tyson Beckford in his video, and I thought about that. So you don't have to be this type of guy, but if you're like, let's just say somebody like me, in a reasonable degree of health, your body, your teeth are straight, you can conversate, you have things going for you, you're I wouldn't say proper, but you're respectful, you show everyone kindness, so you have that going for you. So let's just say money, let's say living arrangements, let's say health, and let's say physical appearance. And then if you want to learn the language, now you got these 5 things going for you right now. You're automatically here. So let's use the American woman. Let's just say she goes to Brazil. If she goes to Brazil, let's just say she can do the same thing. Let's just say she's a good degree of health. She wins in the exchange rate. She's reasonably attractive, in good health, and she learns the language. You're here, she's here. Why? Why? It's the same people. Why? Because you are going into a different territory being judged by their standards, not yours that you brought from the US. You're being judged by their standards. What do I mean? There are more single women of all shades and colors in Brazil. And mind you, a lot of these single women are professional women, right? So away with the myth of these people are just barefoot and they are just, knuckle draggers and they're just living in the favelas, which a lot of people don't realize there are celebrities who live in the favelas. All favelas aren't bad. It's just a neighborhood, okay? So don't get that out of your mind. America will show you what they consider the bad part, which even in there is 2 types of crimes that occur in the favelas. The crimes that are instigated by the military police and the crimes that are between people who are in a criminal lifestyle, right? If you don't fit into either of those categories, don't be concerned. And I mean that. Don't even be concerned. Also, back to my point. So when that man goes, he's up here. He has all of these single women, attractive, successful, that just they just want a nice guy, right? Not that the men in Brazil aren't nice. It's just that they operate under a different mentality. So their mentality is more of this super traditional machismo type of mentality, which in the eyes of the women is kind of like they understand if I get with a Brazilian man, then there are just certain liberties that I have now as a single woman that I'm not going to have. And I'm not talking about the strong, independent, I don't need no man. A lot of them, they don't think that way. You have a minute, it's like a subculture of women who think that way, but it has little to do with I don't need a man than it does with I want protection. So their feminism, the foundation of their feminism has more to do with protection than complete independence and separation from men. So let me say that. But some of them do think that I don't need no man type thing, but very, very, very rare. Few. Well, anyway, so let's just talk about the woman. When the woman goes over there, as much as she's like evenly matched with the American guy, her value declines. Why? If she's professional, there's professional women over there. They may not make as much as she make, but they're professional women over there. The standard of beauty, the majority of their beauty is natural. So all of the weaves and all of that stuff, which you have some people over there that do that, but most of their weave has to do with braids and stuff like that. So there's that. Reasonable degree of health. They have free health care. So a lot of Brazilians, the food that they eat, they do a lot of walking. So by default, just on an average everyday activity lifestyle, they maintain a good a good degree of health, right? So they win on that. What else did I say? The arbitrage rate, beauty, good health, speak the language. They speak the language. And let's just say housing, right? So let's just say the sister say, well, I can get a in a high rise and stuff like that. What they fail to realize is this: most of the men that they think they want, if they live in the high rise, they live in the high rise with their significant other. So I said all that basically to say this: they're down here and we're up here because they are going into a land, where they have to compete with women whose natural beauty far surpasses theirs under normal circumstances. Not that all American women aren't beautiful. No, I'm not saying any of that. What I'm just saying, under normal circumstances, the beauty of the Latino is a little bit higher because a lot of it tends to be associated with lifestyle and just natural beauty without all of the BBLs. That's a funny thing to me, right? Because you might find a few women in Brazil that get that, but for the most part, they're born that way. Their lifestyle creates a BBL. Whereas people in other cultures, like here or whatever, they say, well, I want to get me a Brazilian butt lift, not realizing people in Brazil, most of them, they don't do that. I digress. So the American woman, she says, well, I got all of this stuff. Man, it's hard to find a decent guy. Because a lot of what they consider decent guys, they're not going to put up with that it's strong, independent, I don't need no man type stuff. So what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to find themselves acquiescing. They're going to have to get rid of all of that feminist, independent type mindset if they're going to get with the guy that's there who basically has embraced the traditional mindset of men in that country or in a Latin American country of machismo. So no, you're not going to go there and think, oh, well, I'm going to be just like the black man. I'm going to be just like the American man, and I'm just going to find me a Latino guy. You might find somebody to just have sex with. You may find somebody to try to use you and try to get back to America with a green card. And see, that's the thing. A lot of and it happens, it's rare, but it does happen, where some women, they want to come back to this country. They want to find somebody with get a green card or whatever. But by and large, if you poll 10 out of 10 Brazilians, you might have 2 or 3 that say, yeah, I wouldn't mind living in America. Everybody else, they might want to visit, but they want to stay in their country. So don't let society, don't let a lot of news media outlets tell you that everybody in that country or Latin American countries are breaking their necks to try to get here. Not true. And you can take those polls in the good areas. You can take those polls in Hoshinya, Sadaji Judea, any football. You could take those polls and you will probably get that 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10 that say, nah, we might want to go visit, but nah, we want to stay here in Brazil because they love their country. So that sister, yeah, she's got to deal with somebody just having sex with her, somebody just using her to get a green card. And if she gets out of line, guess what? You can call the police, but it ain't like over here. If you get out of line with one of those guys and they go upside your head and you call the police, you're going to be sadly mistaken, thinking, well, just because you're an American, this person needs to go to jail. You can't use the police in that country as your belt or as your stick or as your disciplinary apparatus. You can't do that. It's not like that. I'm not saying that men don't go to jail for abusing. I'm not saying that happens, but you can't use that if somebody like gets in your face and yells at you, or if you get in somebody else's face thinking that they're just going to kowtow because you're a woman. That's not gonna. No, that doesn't. No. You'll be sadly mistaken. So I think going into those cultures, women should beware. They really should do their homework because, and BGS said this, unless you're going for sex tourism, or if you're saying I'm going for the specific purpose of finding somebody to bring them back to America, yeah, I can see that. But if you're saying you're going over there, you're going to go live, you're going to have just the amount, you're going to have the success that's tantamount to the American men that goes over to that country, you're sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. And I am not telling you what somebody told me. I'm not telling you what I saw. I'm not telling you what I read. I'm telling you what I see every time I'm in Brazil. So in any event, just know as a brother, if you go over to Brazil as an American man, you are winning. Don't let what you make over here be the determining factor of if you should or shouldn't move. Because if your skills, if your occupation, if your job is transferable where you can work online, then you're going to win. You're going to win. 25,000 and up, you will be winning. Trust me. But if you're a sister, it's there's exceptions to every rule. But just know that the men there, they're not like the men here. You get out of line there, then what they say, don't poke a bear in his own cage. You get out of line there, you're going to be sadly mistaken. And once you get there, if you think that your beauty is going to far surpass the beauty of the women that are there, I suggest watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos, go on Instagram, go on other social media outlets, and put in the search bar normal women in Brazil. And you will see that the normal there that they consider 5s and 6s and stuff like that are 12s here. And if you think you are 10 there, then you need to basically, for every mile that you travel when you get over there, you need to basically subtract some of those numbers, because you might be disappointed. You'll definitely be surprised, but you'll be sadly mistaken if you're thinking that you're going to go over there and be the superior specimen. It's not going to happen. In any event, I didn't want to go this long. I hope somebody gets something out of this. So just do the comparisons and talk to some people who are living and people who have gone over there, and they will tell you men win and women, there's a decrease, not an increase initially. There's a decrease. So, Fala Conversation mais tarde. Talk to you guys later. This is your man Larry, the American Brazilian, saying até a breve, é verdade. It's true. And remember, no Deus jogador, Deus jogo. Don't hate the player, hate the game.